moving on to Series 3 of the Nightmare Before Christmas action figures made by NECA and all that jazz. So, of course, you know the deal. There's 4 in each series, so we'll be moving on with Series 3. And to start off with, we have another Santa Jack. Yes, it's pretty much the same figure and design as the Santa Jack from Series 2. And the only difference is that the face is different, so he's like winking at someone. I have no idea what he's winking at. Probably winking at Sally to get her over into the mistletoe so they can kiss and all that jazz. And of course, like the first one, the hat comes off, revealing a hole in his head because obviously there's a peg that keeps it intact. And then the beard stays on. It's a bit better than the first one. Well, better caretaking for me since I'm kind of lazy with some of these. But yeah, they have the same movable joints. They can move them around, twist them, bend them, and do that. Same with the legs. They have the design. But yeah, there's not much to say about this since I already reviewed it before. It's basically the same thing as the Santa Jack from Series 2, besides the small difference in the face. However, with this one, it comes with newer accessories, like the man-eating plant disguised as a wreath who tries to eat the old lady in the film. It's pretty nice looking with its textured design. If you look closely, you can actually see little red spots there. There, you can tell it's a man-eating plant because there's blood everywhere. Mwahaha! I'm going to eat your soul. Okay, I'm having too much fun with this. And the wreath also comes with little bendable arms, like just like in the film when he tries to grab the old lady and tries to eat her. I always found that odd if Wreath actually did eat her some way, although that probably wouldn't work because it has no stomach and it's basically just a hole in its mouth, unless it had teeth. If it had teeth, it would make sense because it would just grind the old lady. Okay, anyway, on the... Right, sorry about that, I was getting real carried away. Anyway, on the back there's also where the tentacles can pop in since there are little holes in there. There, how it only has one stem. There. Now it's just a wreath with a very scary eyes. Well, it just has eyes. But anyway, that's the man-eating plant disguised as a wreath. And as for other accessories, we have this penguin. Yeah, you've never seen penguins in Halloween Town, but basically this is supposed to be a penguin off of Christmas Town. Yes, they've decided to throw in some accessories or figures from Christmas Town for the first time. And he has his arms kind of stretched out like he's sleepwalking or something, but actually this is supposed to be the penguin that's seen near the beginning of What's This, where we see those 3 elves going by singing, and there's this wheel and the penguin inside pushing the wheel, so that's what it's modeled off of. That's pretty okay for a penguin. I'm losing track today. Anyway, he also comes with this elf who's staring down, but yeah, it's a bit creepy. He can move his head, he can move his arms up and down. But yeah, it's basically just an elf from Christmas Town. And he also comes with a little sheet of music. I won't even focus on the camera. Okay, there we go. It's a sheet of music that I've put it up upside down. There. Now he can sing those random Christmas notes and stuff. But yeah, it's basically just the same as Series 2 Santa Jack, but with different accessories, which are pretty cool. And now we move on to the next one, which is another Sally figure. Yeah, they decided to get real lazy and decided to remake the same figure, only with different faces. Like on this one, it's a very sad Sally, obviously, because she knows that Jack's idea of Christmas is a bad idea and will cause trouble and mayhem and all that jazz. But yeah, it just has the same designs. At least it doesn't have a black spot because I didn't have it up against a base. Yeah, same material, same movable joints. You'll notice I didn't have a base for it because you already know what the bases are like. Yeah, movable joints and all that. Yeah, nothing to say about that. But I will say that she comes with some newer accessories, like this picture of Jack Skellington with his Santa outfit, since Sally is the... Whoops, accidentally bumped the camera. Anyway, yeah, the picture of Santa Jack. Yes, since obviously Sally is the one that makes his costume and is the only person who can make his costume. And she does that by using this. Her little sewing machine. Yes, they actually made a little sewing machine, which is pretty nice. Even though it doesn't spin all the way and it just goes... But I guess that's how old sewing machines worked back then. I think. I don't know, I wasn't born during that time. But yeah, it has a bit of string on there, it has the needle, it has the spiral on the back attached to this pole, attached to this little lever that you push your foot down into. And then it has the little spider on it. But yeah, it's pretty nice looking with the texture and detail for the sewing machine that they did. It's pretty nice. Very nice indeed. Anyway, for our next one, we'll be looking at more characters based off of citizens of Halloween Town. Like the werewolf. Wow! So yes, here they have NECA's revamped version of the werewolf. And if you've noticed in my older figure review, hang on, I think I've got it somewhere. Yeah, I became prepared this time. But yeah, here's a little comparison with NECA's original werewolf and their newer version. You can tell this one's like all black and such, but this one has much more better detail. They actually got the coloring right on his shirt, unlike with this one where they just picked a bunch of random putrid colors. But anyway, with texture and detail with the werewolf is a lot better. It looks like what he looked like in the film. Yeah, his little tail can move. And yeah, his head can already move. His mouth can move up and down just like how I showed it. His arms can move since they have these interesting little ball joints there. So they have an interesting articulation. And they're not that fragile as the previous ones that I've done. Yeah, they can move around. And also his hind legs, they can move around. And he also comes with a base, but, hang on. Yeah, he comes with a base, and it's this. Yeah, the pegs broke off of it when I tried to get this in. I got it in, and then I tried to get it out, and then the pegs just completely ripped off the base, so now they're stuck in there. So it's a little bit difficult to get this character to stand upright. But for figure-wise, it's very nice. A lot better than their original one. And it's awesome. And he also comes with another elf that is basically the same elf that came with the second version of Santa Jack. And do you remember how I said that the head could move? Well, apparently this one didn't. Yeah, I tried to move its head around and the head just popped off. So now we have a headless elf. At least that'll make him shut up from singing his annoying Christmas carols. But yeah, it's basically the same design as before. And even though his head can't move, yeah. We have a headless elf. This is like the third or fourth time I've dropped something in a review. Maybe that's going to become a habit with my action figure reviews now that I no longer script them. But anyway, yeah, singing elf, the same as before, but with a broken head. And he also comes with the same piece of music that's actually focusing, and I actually have it up the right way this time. But, hang on, let me see here. Let me see if these are like this. Yeah, they're basically just the same thing. Yeah, so if you like a music sheet from the before, here it is again. And they also come with a little present. Yes, it's a little present that has a hair on it. Ugh. I think that's probably from one of the witches. But yeah, just a little present. It's actually from Christmas Town, because there's no creepy Halloween stuff. But it's just a small gift with a hole in it. Don't know why. It's just weird. Odd accessories, but the werewolf figure is very excellent with its texture and detail. Even the little holes where the shirt's kind of like ripping up, since obviously he turns into a werewolf and his shirt's been all ripped up, and he already lost his pants. Yeah, he's proud to go around doing pantsless stuff, doing the no pants dance and all that. Let's move on to our last one, which is the Cyclops. Yes, they actually made a figure based off of the Cyclops, a very lesser-known character of the citizens of Halloween Town. He's made a few appearances here and there, but I like him since, obviously, I kind of think minor characters are more cool. So here they've made a figure of the Cyclops, which is cool since he's one of my favorites next to Melting Man, Hanging Tree, and a couple of others. Well, with articulation-wise, it has a few movable joints, like the arms can move, they can bend them and twist the arms around. And the little feet that kind of look like goat's feet or centaur's feet or weird-looking feet. Yeah, we'll call them weird-looking feet. But yeah, as you can see, they can bend. And his head can move around. Kind of. And he has a movable jaw, which is pretty interesting. So you can just move it up and down, rah, rah, rah. But if you push it down all the way, the jaw will pop off. At least it'll be able to go back in, unlike with broken limbs with the other figures. And the interesting thing about the Cyclops is that his eyeball can move. So yeah, now he's looking up, and now he's looking that way, and now he's looking down, because he's sad, because he's not that well known with the other citizens of Halloween Town. But yeah, the besides articulation-wise, the Cyclops figure is excellent. Very nice. And he comes with some accessories too. Like another singing elf. Yes, at least this time it's not the same design. It's actually this fat little guy who actually appears in the film, along with the other two elves. But yeah, again, he's another one of those singing elves that can move his arms around. There. There. Now he can pretend he's holding his giant sheet of paper of music. So he's just there singing Christmas carols. La 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 la. And I always found that weird that the movable joints for the feet and the head are on the same thing, even though the legs and head are kind of structured the other way. They're kind of like slanted, so they're not in the same position when you move them around. And for other accessories, he comes with this little creepy doll from Halloween Town, which I'm assuming it's supposed to be based off of a creepy doll that appears in the film but is not seen very much. The only time you see a good shot of this would have to be in Poor Jack, when the camera's panning to the other toys that have been set on fire from all the damage. That's pretty okay for its time. I do find it interesting that this doll actually was supposed to come with hair that would like come out of this little crack in the head, but for some reason when I got it in the package, it came with no hair. Oh well, I guess somebody scalped her or something. And another thing is that it comes with this little crate with a skull on it, obviously from Halloween Town. I have no idea why it has a hole in there, because I've never seen it have a hole in there. It's just a crate. And also there's a big hole in there. Very weird. Well, I like the Cyclops one, it's very nice. And, oh yeah, before I forget, with the version 2 of Santa Jack, with all the accessories, it also came with a little candy cane, but I lost that. But there wasn't much to it. It was just this little thing shaped like a candy cane with very, very thin red lines on it. There were probably like 4 or something, so obviously they really didn't try doing it. Either that, or if they tried to make it look white, so that it would look like the candy cane that Jack dips into that vat and then pulls it out, and now it looks like a strand of spaghetti. But anyway, there's your lot of Series 3. A bit kind of nah, because how they revamped the already made figures like Santa Jack and Sally with different faces and accessories. But for the Werewolf and Cyclops, they are pretty excellent for their redesign. Well, redesign for the Werewolf, but they're pretty excellent for figures. So until then, this is Melting Man 234 signing out.